Hey, testing, everybody. Hey, what's going on? It's a good afternoon, good time, lunch break to go live. I'm on Facebook Live and I'm on YouTube Live. And of course, this is live on Anchor FM, as live as it can be. And today I wanted to talk about, I usually like talking and going live or doing some video when I keep being asked the same question over and over. And one of those questions that I'm often asked, especially here in Seattle, business meetings, people want to know, is it difficult doing business as a minority? And usually, interesting enough, it's Asian people asking this. It's Canadian Asians because they know how to talk and whatnot. I'm a little under the weather, so bear with me. But Canadian Asians especially. And surprising enough, I've heard, certain Asian groups say it's hard for them to do business even though, here in Seattle, they're a minority, but they surely have more Asians of, different sex than Black, African, blah, blah, blah. So to answer the question and get right to the point, is it difficult to do business as a minority, not just in Seattle, but globally? I think business is difficult. I think business is difficult, period. It can be challenging. It has its own challenges because there are no guarantees in business. There's nothing guaranteed. And so business is challenging, and I'm a minority, but I see myself bigger than life. So I don't know the difference, and I don't know what everybody else's hangups are who are going to hire us for a job, if that really matters to them, because when you're great, you're great. And I think a lot of times what's more challenging for people is that the price. So many business owners, entrepreneurs do not get that it costs, especially nowadays, to do some promotion, to push your project to the next level. You're competing with people who are, they are just spending hundreds of thousands, some millions, some 12 million and more on advertising, on even social media. And so when you say, you want to be known and you want to knock someone out the park, it's more than just, make you popular. Facebook here, it caps us, even though it steals your data, it caps us. And when you get into the bigger numbers, and Facebook will inbox you and say, hey, if you want this to be seen by more and more people, depending on how you're doing it, there's all type of tricks of the trade, and there's 100 ways they say to prepare a dish and to get success. So business is challenging. Now, is racism alive and well? Heck yeah, it's alive and well. But that doesn't, I don't focus on that throughout my day when I'm doing business, because I'm just doing business. Most of the time in business, I'm telling people, no, we're not interested in that. And that can be based on if their budget is too low. That can be based on if it's just not something we're going to be the best at doing, passionate about. There's some things that you can get long-term money. And I was talking to a friend of mine about this while we were doing TRX, and how, we want to be creative. We want to create things. We want to make an impact. And sometimes the client can hinder you doing that because they have their own ideas how they want to do things. You can come up with the most creative thing. David Cook and I were talking about this recently, and you can have the most passionate thing, and your client can say, you know what, that's too forward thinking. And that's hard when you're in your creative mode, because we're being paid to be creative. We're being paid to be good a lot of times, and have a strategy where the client doesn't know what's going on. And here you have someone who will then say, no, I'm going to use something that we had in 2005. And yes, that does happen. So I say this, business is a continually thing where it's a fight, and you stay in the fight. And you stay in the fight because you like being your own boss. You don't want to have to, have a 30-minute lunch break, which, that sucks in itself. I think anybody who has a 30-minute lunch break in the US, I mean, you're being overworked. And we like our lunch breaks, even though we may work long hours. But, as an entrepreneur, you take the lunch break that you want to take. And that type of freedom helps the mental, helps the mind worldwide. Business, even when you go to, if we were a majority in Africa, there's going to have its challenges. There's going to be so many different things that come into play. And I love the African opportunities that are presented to us, that we're able to get into. A lot of people get on me about like, oh, would you name drop and say more of the clients and the work that you do? But that's not really my job to do. It's the reason too why we like downsized the Coleman PR website, because the big PR firms weren't saying and telling everyone, hey, thank y'all for the likes. They weren't telling everybody every move they were doing. And we don't mind telling you the stuff, certain things, but, we're going to let the clients tell you that through their platforms. And then later on, we may update something and you can say, oh, you guys were a part of that. Great. But it's not, I really don't care. I kind of always tell people I'm the young Al Heyman and the black Frank Sinatra. So I don't, that Al Heyman part, you don't know where Al Heyman lives and what he's up to, what he's doing. So business is challenging. But if you think that being a minority is hurting your business, or that's the reason why, a lot of times that goes into the excuse factor of why I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And sometimes we're not where we're supposed to be because of the things we're doing. Because if being a minority is the biggest part of your business, put somebody in front who you think is better qualified. I personally don't agree to that. I personally think that that's a self-esteem issue. And that's what a lot of folks here in Seattle, they have those issues where, they're still on the plantation where it's, oh man, no one's going to respect me because I'm a Filipino woman. I'm a black male, whatnot. I'm, whatever the case may be. There's so many situations. And if you just go in life thinking that, it's all bad. It's all bueno. So to answer the question, I don't find being a minority a challenge. Sometimes it can be beneficiary. Sometimes there's, all type of perspectives that you can give that the rest of the room was just guessing about. And I love going to those meetings and doing those things because people really don't know. And the more questions you ask, the better you will be prepared in life, the better world we will have, because we only get one world, right? And we can see that some bad ideas and some bad tweets can really damage that world that we're in. It can start a war. Wars have been started over silly things. So I don't see being a minority, for me, a challenge. But we do know that racism is something globally. Racism, tribalism, classism, all these isms, it impacts certain decisions. So yeah, I will say those things can impact you. I just can't see them in my path. Now, you guys have other questions, hit me back. I want to come on and tell you more about the summer travel. Some exciting things are going to happen for me, even for my clients. We're going to be, hitting that overseas like we're living there. And you guys are going to see it. And I'm going to try to bring you everything that I can bring you. And I'm excited. But I'm looking at my calendar. Guess what? Got another meeting via, the Skype or whatnot. So gotta go, gotta run. Hit me with your information. I see you, Islam. I see you, Lapiro. Thank you for checking in. Cyrus, thank you for liking that. Everybody on Anchor FM, hit me with your business questions. If they're long questions, you will get directed to Sirius.fm/Kellen Cash, where you can ask your personal questions and get a real detailed research answer for $2 a minute. I'm out, and I'll probably be back on here later. All things go well with timing. All right, peace. Y'all be blessed.